Your actual racing senses. Near perfect, like always. Such a grasp of the theory behind positioning and proper pace, and yet I haven't seen a time like that since we first started training together. All right. Meek, we're gonna take a break for a little bit. Go ahead, get some water, have a snack. There's something we need to talk about. Yeah, you're doing great. You should be in a great spot for the URA finals when they come around. It's just something between me and your teammate, okay? All right. You willing to talk somewhere private? Cool. Perfect. Great. You know, I really looked up to you when I first got my position at Trayson. I really admired you. You know, you have a history. Your trainees were some of the most successful in the academy. When I first started working here, training Meek, you were training Tachyon. And, well, no, you aren't. Now, as weird as it is, I'm in charge of training you, but look, I'm not always the best when it comes to personal connections. I mean, you know that. You remember the whole karaoke thing. But I can tell something's bothering you. And because I mean, I have memorized all 40 volumes of the Kiryuin family trainer's handbook. But realistically, there's nothing in your physical condition or training schedule that should explain. Well, I'm sure you're aware of your recent dip in performance, and I would never blame you for that. Clearly, if a trainee is struggling, then it's the trainer's responsibility to step up and figure things out. But this is a interpersonal thing, right? Right. And I have a feeling it has something to do with why Tachyon asked to train separate from you not long before she, you know. I still don't know what I'm gonna do about her. It's like she's given up, but doesn't want to, you know? I really don't get how you managed her back when you were her trainer. I mean, her win at the Hopeful Stakes was incredible. And what happened at the Aoi show, it was... just me riding off of your coattails, you know? The work the two of you had already done, I got the credit for. It's, you know, kind of funny. Most trainers work with teams, right? But first-time trainers, typically, we get assigned a single trainee. In my case, it was Happy Meek, and she's been a joy to work with, and I'm incredibly proud of her process, of her progress, you know. But well, there's a reason why first-time trainers only manage one trainee. I don't know what Director Akikawa was thinking when she put me in charge of all three of you, especially with the history between you and Tachyon and me, and I mean, I'm just some newbie trainer depending on book learning. And it's supposed to be, you know, when I first started working with Happy Meek, I thought, you know, this is all I need. If I just keep things by the book, if I just do what the rest of the family has written down over all these years, I'll be fine. But clearly that's, you know, not the case. There's clearly more to it than that, especially with you. So, I suppose we're going to go off book a bit. I think that this is something that I think there's some precedent for in the book, actually. even if it's pretty. Let's see. Yeah. Methods for relieving stress and restoring motivation. I think that's a good place to start, but it's meant to be for if you're upset after losing a race or something like that, not for whatever this is. But one of the things that it suggests is if the trainee and trainer have a good relationship with each other, and the trainee is comfortable with such things, acts of grooming and or personal care can be used to relieve stress. These include tightening horseshoes, brushing hair, brushing tail, or scratching ears. So I'm going to be honest, I brought a brush because I wasn't certain until I saw you run, but I had a feeling that you might need something today. So if you'd like, I could brush your hair for you. It is kind of a rat's nest. Have you not been taking care of it like you used to? I know that when you first became an Uma, you were kind of meticulous about that stuff. You relaxed about it a little bit, which I think is good. But this is... You should be taking good care of yourself. You know, the handbook says it's important to maintain proper hygiene as well as reasonable and professional aesthetic sensibilities. This is to make sure that your trainee is never distracted by worrying about you. But I do think that it might go in both directions, actually, because when I see you not taking care of yourself as your trainer, it makes me worry. And frankly, Meek has been worried about you too. Her performance hasn't taken a dip quite like yours has, but she's still been notably distracted in training. No, I'm not. Sorry, I don't want you to blame yourself. It's not your fault that you're feeling things. It's okay to feel things, you know? I just wanted to make sure you knew that I worry and care, you know? Sorry. I guess I kind of phrased that wrong. do care about the handbook a lot. Well, I mean, I've been studying it for a long time. My family produces some of the best trainers in the world. And so, learning from the past should make me a better trainer too. I've been studying them basically since I learned how to read. I've always wanted to train umas, so. Sorry. Yes, I want to train umas. Is that? Look, we're trying to deal with your emotional stuff right now, not mine, which may or may not exist. Okay? I'm avoiding the question because it's not the priority right now. I don't need to answer the question of do you want to be an Uma, because it's irrelevant, first off. And second, because we're talking about you right now. And third, because I'm very satisfied as your trainer. I mean, I like the idea of running, sure, but I don't know if I have that competitive spark you do. Let's just get back to the hair care, shall we? It's already feeling a lot better. Okay, look, you're really fixating on this. Okay, I suppose the idea of being able to run that fast has some appeal, yes. And I wouldn't object to the ears. But that doesn't mean I can't be satisfied as me as I am right now. And again, this is about you, and it's about Tachyon because you've been worried about her, right? And you still want to race against her. Well, yeah, I'm not great at emotional stuff, but it was pretty obvious. You know, Tachyon's been locked up in her lab a lot lately. You haven't seen her there? Well, I mean, it's where she always is these days. But I guess maybe she's scared to talk to you. Anyways, she ended up producing and then giving me a lot of your umastrogen, she called it. Like bottles and bottles and bottles of this stuff. Like so many of them. And I think it's probably because she wanted it to be as long as possible before I'd have any excuse to talk to her again. But you know, this is all yours, right? It's a year's supply for you. She said it should stabilize at some point. Eventually, your body should stop needing the pills. But until then, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? And you should keep taking them. Look. Do you want to talk to her? Do you think that would help? Both of you, maybe? I mean, I think it might help, right? Maybe. I will say that the derby happened recently, and that was when I went to pick up your meds not long after, and Tachyon was acting a little different. I think it might really be a good idea if you tried to talk to her now. And to make sure she doesn't try to avoid you. I mean, and this is all for you, okay? Because you're my trainee, and because I want to help you as much as I can, and for exactly no other reason. I could reach out to Tachyon about, I mean, I could do that, and then we could guarantee she'd be in a given location, and then you could show up there not long after I arrive. I think it should work. And I mean, I haven't really, because she went on her hiatus not long after I started training her. I was definitely never the guinea pig to her that you are. But I've learned a couple things about her. Like how appealing the idea of a study researching the correlation between the trainer profession and wanting to be an Uma. I think she'd be interested in studying that if I pitched it to her. So it should work, is what I'm trying to say. I'll try and set something up so that you can talk to her within a week or two. Okay? She seriously made so many of these pills for you. Maybe she feels bad for avoiding you. Well, it's been long enough at this point. I think... Would you like to get back to training? We can see if, the hair brushing and everything helped. All right, then I've got my stopwatch, and I'm ready when you are. Okay? Ready? Start.